Om Vasudeva Sutam Devam Kamsa Chanura Mardanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnang Bande Jagadgurum. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. We salute Bhagavan Sri Krishna, the world teacher, the son of Vasudeva, the destroyer of demons, Kamsa and Chanura, the supreme bliss of Mother Devaki, and the beloved of all. We salute Sri Bhagavan Sri Krishna again and again. Om peace, peace, peace. So now, today we read chapter 5, no? Bhagavad Gita. We finished the last chapter. This chapter is called the Sannyasa Yoga, meaning the way to renounce the activity after uniting with God, or as much connection with God, so much renunciation of the activities. So this was the last chapter. We have read that very important ideas has been given in the last two verses. Verse 42 of the last reading on page 321, we have read that yoga sangnasta karmanam, those people who have performed their activity by uniting with God. Yoga is union. Sangnas, because of that yoga, as the mind goes more inward, karma drops off automatic. So yoga sangnasta karmanam, and that makes jnana, brings the knowledge, sanchinna samshayam, the doubts of the mind, all questions. We have so many questions. Yes, question is good, but question remains, and it will continue to, question will remain all the time, because all the doubts will remain unless there is yoga sangnasta karmanam jnana sanchinna samshayam, unless that supreme knowledge, that knowledge which he brings out the truth of the reality, that only wisdom, when it comes, then that only can destroy our ignorance. Jnana sanchinna, sanchinna means cut asunder. This doubt will be cut asunder, or samshayam, and that person who is atmavantam, whose mind is absorbed in the Atman, no karmani nibadnanti, their karma does not bind them. So karma should be, is a very important point. People think that giving up karma is good. Many people talk about, I will retire. Why to retire? Karma, one karma goes, another karma comes. Another karma, another attachment will come. I was thinking that in our job, there are so many problems. I detach, I retire. But if you retire, then see how you get engaged into another thing. Unless it is matured detachment. Matured detachment comes out of connection with the divine. That's why karma is essential. Karma everyone does, but karma binds us and karma can release us. So how to do that? Yoga sangnasya karmani. You think that you are doing for God, and that thought, uniting with God as much as we can, that reduces the attachment to the work and its results. I did it for God, so I don't care for what good and bad result comes. But good will come, but if even bad comes, I don't care for that. So that union, the point is that because of the union with God, the detachment comes, or you don't feel like doing karma, a tamasic person, dull person will avoid work. And a super sattvic person will not feel any interest for doing work. Ramakrishna said to, what is that, Mani Mallik, no, Jadu Mallik, or will you do ask for hospitals and dispensaries and all these things when God appears before you? Meaning, yes, that has need up to certain level. But when love for God comes, it becomes so intensified, you want to be absorbed in God. And this absorption will automatically drop out into karma. We are unable to do karma. When Sri Ramakrishna in an ecstatic mood, even the karma, preaching karma was impossible. He is going to Calcutta to bring this new realization what he has and directing the whole psyche of the people's mind. But he, when he is in samadhi, when he is in mood, everything drops. He was performing the puja activity. Puja dropped. He could not perform any. Why? How? Because he was absorbed so much in mother that the puja karma, he says one mantra and his mind goes through that to mother and is so much absorbed, next item, his mind is not coming down from that level. So this is important. Karma, how long we have to do, and karma is a means to God realization. Karma, without karma, we cannot go to the state of karma, no karma. Samadhi is no karma. When we are in absolutely absorbed in God consciousness, there is no karma. Because who will do karma? This individual personality, his ego, his mind has all lost into that cosmic consciousness. So he says three conditions here. Yoga sangnasta karmanam. Because of the yoga, those who have renounced the karma, karma has dropped out of them. Jnana, the knowledge has arrived in the heart. Sankchinna sankshayam, all the doubts have been cut asunder by knowledge only. Knowledge means all the ignorance is destroyed by knowledge only. So doubts in the mind will go away. Atmavantam, whose mind is absorbed in the Atman, the self, self-intoxicated, they do the karma, na nivadnanti karmani. So Arjuna, he says, therefore what you do? Last verse he read, tasmat, therefore, ajnana sambhutam, that ignorance born, that which is, you cut the sword, take the sword of knowledge and cut the doubt. Or all the time doubt and doubt. The scripture is saying that you are pure. Scripture is saying that God is the reality. And holy people are expressing that. But we have no conviction about that because we are in ignorance and we have our doubt. So long we have doubt, so long we have ignorance, we should have to work. And how to work? Gita suggested, do it unselfishly. Don't expect, do your karma for God. Unselfish work, that will help you to purify the mind, and that mind will automatically, pure mind will go to God undoubtedly. There is no other way no other position of the mind to go anywhere but God. So that is the way that therefore you sever with the sword of knowledge, 42 verse on page 322, this ignorance born doubt about the self. And that self is not outside, it is residing in your heart. Hridistham, in your heart. God, that's why you meditate in the heart. Upanishad, Bhagavad, the Gita, and Ramakrishna also very much emphasizes to meditate in the heart. Heart, the center of focus for meditation. So the Lord who is residing in the heart, that means God is everywhere. God can be found everywhere, but palpably present in the heart, because all our emotions, all our feelings, all our experiences are there. Therefore, be established in yoga. So the life's goal would be not karma. Doing karma will be karma lead us to such a level that it will be so pure that mind will not go anywhere but God and God, because only God is the reality. And with that knowledge, all doubts will be cut asunder, and as a result, all the doubt which you are carrying from life and life and life is born out of ignorance, will be going away by dwelling or thinking of the Atman or God in your heart. Therefore, stand up and go on practicing the yoga. But this practicing of yoga is through work. Now, this chapter today we are starting, it is the 5th chapter, it is called the chapter of Karma Yoga and Karma Sannyasa. Sannyasa means renunciation. So, it's confusion now coming. Arjuna said, you are engaging me in karma, and at the same time you are saying, give up all karma, get absorbed in God. I am confused, what am I to do? So the 5th chapter starts with this very important question. Arjuna said, Arjuna vacho sannyasam karmanam Krishna punar yogancha sangsasi yat seya itayor ekam tanme bruhi shunischitam. So the question came, sannyasam means giving up. What giving up? Giving up the karma. Karma is bad, no? Karma means all fights and confusion, no? You are two friends, get into trouble when you get engaged into some action. Your way, my way, I like, you like. All this personality things comes. Therefore it is said, so this is this renunciation of karma, giving up the karma is the sannyasam karmanam, is one way you are saying, that is you have to give up all karma, because karma creates trouble and karma yoga purifies the heart. And now you are saying another way, give up the karma, that is the ideal goal. But again you are saying karmanam, action, do action, punar yogancha sangsasi. You are saying meditate and get tuned with God. So what path I shall say? Renunciation of karma or focusing on uniting myself with God? Karma yoga. So these are the two questions. Arjuna said, sannyasam karmanam Krishna. O Krishna, renunciation of all actions and you commending the performance of action. You are telling two things. I am confused with this. Of these two, which one is better? And tell me, what shall I do now? I am getting confused. Tell me that conclusively. What path shall I follow? Shall I give up all karma and try to focus on yoga, karma yoga? Or shall I try to perform the karma and move on? Now, Sri Bhagavan says, this is a very important question, because in the last chapter as we read, he advocated the renunciation of action. But in the last verse of the same chapter, we have just recommended performing the action. You cannot reach that point of state of non-action without going through the action. Non-action is a state of mind. When mind is so pure, it does not crave for anything. It is so fulfilled because of union with God. Purity of the mind has come. And then there is no need of doing any work. We do work for what reason? To gain something, to fulfill some desire. I have this, I want to have this. I am not satisfied with this, I do to this. That's why I want another way to do things. But if one is satisfied perfectly, no karma. So that is, if that is the goal, why shall I start working again? That's our path of work is very difficult. Because all the time work is all friction. Work means friction. And friction, why shall I go to the path of friction? Why not yoga? Why I go to school? Let me get a PhD. So it is too much trouble. I want a PhD. So why shall I go to study so much and give me the PhD? That does not work. That's why he says, he is very sincere. He is saying, I am confused with this question. Please guide me, what am I to do? Both are the path, karma sannyas and karma. That means what he is saying actually, in Vedic time, we have to go to the background of this Gita time or before. That time karma does not mean the work we do. Karma meant the yognas, the jyagnas, the sacrificial fire, oblation, offering mantras, chanting these and this sacrifice, that sacrifice. And the goal, after this jhagna, you will go to heaven or you will go to achieve your goal. That is the karma. And that is the karma yoga is something different. Sannyasa means the monks who take the vows of sannyas, they do the last rite and they have no responsibility. Every householder will have the responsibility to perform the yogas, jhagnas, sacrificial fire in their home. But when a monk becomes a monk, he is sannyasa, he gives up that type of ritualistic karma. They engage into yoga, means meditation, prayer and other things. That was the society's condition and the understanding about karma yoga and karma sannyasa. Sannyasa means renunciation. Renunciation of karma is meant for monks, because where they will collect all these materials they need for performing jhagna. No? They buy so many items of, when we have our home of fire, how many items are to collect and how many mantras are to chant, how many perform rituals to do, how long you have to do perfectly one step after another step. But where a monk will get, he is a wandering monk, he has nothing in his collection. So he will be engaging into meditation and prayer, and that is called karma sannyasa. He has given up the karma. But it is not good if one has the desire for worldly thing and they renounce outwardly. That is not helping them to grow in spirituality, rather it deters their spiritual growth. So therefore, here is the question, entire Gita suggests, so long you have body consciousness, do your work, perform your duties, but with unselfish motive, and you see it will automatically take the mind into more purer state, and then perfection will come, and when mind will be pure in that way, mind will move towards God only, and you will find so much joy inside, so his external activity will drop off automatically. Ramakrishna gave the example, the example of a mother-in-law and the daughter-in-law. Daughter-in-law, when he comes, so much activity, mother-in-law says, you have to do this, you have to do that, you have to do that, all responsibility is given. But when she conceives a baby, the mother-in-law reduces the activity, and then ultimately when the baby is born, mother-in-law reduces all activity, only the baby, God and you. So this is the very simple example how God makes someone live in the world but out of commission. That way the worldly work is gone, drops away only, but he lives with God. Ramakrishna, living with God only. Whatever is whole day, morning till night, there is nothing but God. So his other karma is gone. He is capable of renouncing the karma, but we not. We will have to perform our karma to reach that state. So then Sri Bhagavan, then Sri Krishna responds to this question to Arjuna, says his question is that you have told to renounce all actions, and you also are asking me to perform action. So please tell me, out of these two, what I shall do now. And confused word confuses me, so I don't want to hear that. Guide me. Sri Bhagavan Uvacha. Second verse, 325, 5th chapter. Sannyasa karma yogascha nisreyasaskara bhuvo tayastu karma sannyasat karma yogo vishishyate. Sannyasa means the renunciation of karma, and karma yoga, the yoga, the practice of karma, selfless action. Nishreyasa karau, this lead to the human success. Both leads to the goal. You meditate on God and you actually do karma selflessly, that also. Both can lead. Goal is the absorption in God will come because of this practice. But tayastu, between these two, karma sannyasat karma yoga vishishyate. Karma sannyas means giving up the work is not good. Better you get engaged into karma yoga. So perform karma yoga, that is much better than giving up karma itself. Karma itself you cannot give up, and actually we cannot. So many people think that I shall do meditate so many hours. You cannot meditate so many hours, we are not capable of doing that. Rather to engage ourselves in good action, unselfish action. Swamiji promoted in this age the same Gita's idea. Exhaust your energy by doing good to others, thinking of, or you are doing for God, engage that way, and then the mind will be purified. Easier way to, otherwise what we do? We sit for meditation, we meditate on all this karma, more karma. I don't do the bodily karma, but mentally we do so many karma day and night. No? Sitting for meditation, how many times I go to Boston and go to San Francisco and go to here and there to my friends and talk to them. All this communication is done, finished. A phone call I have not done, I'll have to do phone call. So tremendous activity going on in the mind. But we think that I am meditating. I am meditating on what? We are not capable. That's why it is said that karma yoga is the best means. Swamiji said, no, that this, I love you so much. He told his monastic disciples. But I wish to see you die doing good to others day and night. I want to see you die by doing good to others. Forget your own salvation. Do good to others. Do good to others. Meaning same. Do good to others without any selfish motivation. If that is that action, that will direct us into the right direction of God realization, because we are not capable of doing that karma. But that's why Sri Krishna suggests Arjuna that you take among these two, karma yoga vishishyate. It is much better to be engaged in karma yoga, this practice of karma yoga. There may be some people who have by their so many lives karma is exhausted their karma and has been purified, that's a different thing. Some may go and really get the benefit of getting in silence and absorbed. But ordinary person cannot do that because mind is not trained to do that, and mind does not go to God. So, the translation runs like that: renunciation and performance of action both lead to freedom. Of the two, performance of action is superior to the renunciation of action. You don't give up the karma, rather get engaged into karma with proper attitude, and then it will untie the bond of karma, and then it will remove the ignorance. Then as much ignorance goes, so the darkness will go away and the knowledge will blossom in the heart. As we are in our order, we have seen many swamis like that, no? They have done whole life so much karma, but they all realize the highest truth. Karma sannyasa is only for few people, but karma yoga is the general path. Who have done, say, you look at that one example, you all know Lokeshwarananda Maharaj, how much work he has done, no? If you go to Narendrapur, now the institution, It is all his brainchild, and he collected the fund. He went to earn the money, plan that way, and thousands of students are getting benefit now. What a big institution, Blind Academy, degree college, postgraduate college now, developing social activity for the poor, for the development of the women, or self-help project, and so much activity is started. But as if see, he's not sitting for meditation day and night. And see what is the accomplishment is can be just proven this way. He was needed, he built up the entire 1 mile maybe length of the property. You have to, if you straight go on the bus, it will be 2 bus stops. Such is the distance, and all the institutes are one by one. There is a barren land, and he created everything, he planned everything, he collected fund, action in a short period of time. But when he was full in his blossoming situation, he said, headquarter, our Belur Math said, so you are needed very much for our Institute of Culture, because that time communist movement was going on and big problem came into our Institute of Culture. So no one can handle those people who tried, they could not handle the situation. And he was asked, President Maharaj Bireshwarananda Swami gave a call that we need your presence here and you please come away. He came away within collecting only few of his clothing and some basic things, and came away that way. He didn't go back. At least 1 month, everything was sent to him back. He didn't look back, and he became the head of this Gold Park, and never thinking about such a, if I create some small one paper, I write 1 page, I want to keep my copyright. And I want to tell everyone that I have written that. And this person is a spiritual person of what category? That creating such, and the teachers and the students respect him like God. And he is always smiling. Anyone coming to him as if he has no other work, he is focused on you. He came here, and we have good experiences with unknown, totally unknown, a small girl. He wanted to see him in the airport, and he could not see in the center, so his father took him to the airport, and Swamiji was sitting, and within 2 minutes he became a good friend. And being such a big guy, he kept correspondence with this girl for a long time. So see that how detachment, we are talking about this detachment, no? When you do the work, you have no detachment, you are free. Karma need not have to be thrown away, karma will drop away. It is no karma, it is service, it is practical Vedanta, seeing Shiva in Jiva. We are talking about all this, how we have implemented by doing that, following that same path all through the life, and totally detached from Narendrapur. He was not connected with any affairs of Narendrapur. Anything comes and you do, you talk to your head who is there, they will take care. What type of power is that? It is called the power of renunciation, attachment to such a, they have that intense power. Whatever karma, whatever duty come, do that, finish, gone. Do your duty, hands off, do your duty, hands off. It's a person of detachment, person of renunciation. What is renunciation? And that story of Janaka is there, no? Janaka was having a conference with the monks, and he was a king. And then the fire started in some corner. So somebody reported the palace is in fire. Then Janaka said, what is that to me? Mithilayam pradagdhayam, if the whole city gets burned into ashes, what's that to me? And he is the king. He says, what that to think? And jokingly, They are the monks he told the monastics or the group who he was meeting, let us discuss our Brahman reality. And that discussion was going on in spiritual text. And then the sadhus who have little one piece of loincloth, they run away to collect the loincloth lest it gets burned. Jokingly I am saying that. That means the attachment is not in the palace. A king can be detached from a palace, but we can be attached to a very petty little thing also. So renunciation is not in the action, but renunciation in the purity of the heart, mind. So the mind can be purified by doing selfless work, and that is the present age, particularly in our age, that is the major sadhana. And that meditation, of course, not to ignore, but the question is that spiritual practice along with this selfless action, that should be the path. So Sri Krishna also suggested that then that is better, both lead to freedom. Of the two, performance of action is superior to that of renunciation of action. Unless you are matured, karma will leave you. You need not have to leave the karma. But how to do the karma, that is the direction is given. Here the explanation is given. Mukti or emancipation of the soul is contained in the Shreyas, and it is the acme of human life. It can be gained either by renunciation of action or by performance of it. The sacred Badharikashram in the interior of Himalayas may be reached either by a plane or a foot. Of the two, the latter means is preferable because of the wide experience and the fruitful contact with the people that it brings. So Karma Yoga is akin to walking to Badharikashram in Himalayas, while Karma Sannyasa is like reaching that place by plane. Through the Karma Yoga method, wide experience is gained. The divine possibilities in the human is being processed to the perfection, and benign communion with the Lord's creation is established. These great purposes of life are denied to karma sannyas. If you really get a yogi, a yogi is in the Himalayas, okay, he is doing his sadhana, he is doing contributing much to the world, no? Swamiji says even someone in the high Himalayas in the cave, they are thinking of God. If they also their thoughts are going all over the world and touching the heart of the pure people. It passes to the rocks and mountains, no? And it touches the heart of people and can elevate their mind. So that is the yogi can do. But Karma Yoga is another, it is not devoid of the community. You are not going away from the society. Your service, that's why this holy Ramakrishna order has been established in just contradistinction to the monastic tradition of individual liberation and going to holy places and in silent places, giving up all responsibilities and duties of life. Duties and responsibilities are given up from our personal perspective, but duties and responsibility for the Lord in human form and to serve them. This new idea, that's a Shiva Jnana Jiva Seva, the idea what Ramakrishna gave is so important and it is much easier. That means you are not disconnected. Swami Vivekananda, while started this organization, there is much contradiction. Why monks will be engaged in school, college, why they will be engaged in doing hospital activity, the person who is diseased to take care of them. What is the need of a monk? Monks who did all the philosophies of different philosophies of Vedanta, and day and night will analyze this and then meditate and chant the name of God, etc. only. Monks should not be engaged into the social activity, and that was the primary misunderstanding about the beginning of the Sangha. But he said that, Swamiji said, you go take advantage from the society, you are a monk. You go and beg food. The householder people are feeding you, and then they are taking care of you. Then you, what you give in return? You don't give anything in return. Why not? And you go for begging. How long it takes in your whole day's routine? You go begging and 2-3 miles away, come back walking, and again go afternoon begging and come back again. So you are spending time for your own eating and things. Why not you eat? Society gives you some minimum food and lodging, and you serve them back with your love and the spiritual attitude. So that's why this is the new path has been given. But new path is not new. It is the traditional path of Bhagavad Gita, which is not emphasized that way, that you should not give up your duties of life, perform the duty in the best possible way and get free, get yourself free from all imperfections. Karma sannyasa means giving up the karma, too has its own reward. Blessings such as gratitude and tranquility ensue from it. The peace comes when we concentrate, when we focus, when we sit down, stop our mind to not distracted thought. That helps our mind to be peaceful. Action, on the other hand, necessarily means disturbance of equilibrium. Normally we think when you go into action, naturally mind gets disturbed, and disturbance is very natural. Nature of the work is rajas. Meditation path is sattva, and that brings little. Suppose someone is sitting in meditation, naturally mind will be calming down the mind, and someone says, let us go and make soup kitchen for soup or food. Naturally you have to action. You have to go to shopping, you have to bring things, you have to cook it, you have to serve it, and you have to clean it and then supply it. So action. One is leading to calmness, another leading to activity. Yes, but objection to this effect may be raised, but they are met in the following way. That means people may say meditation and yoga is more tranquil, more peaceful. Action brings disturbance of the mind. So why shall I go for disturbing my mind? Why not go by meditation only? So that response is given here. Verse number 3. Gya sasa nitya sannyasi yo na dvesti na kankshati nirdando hi mahabaho sukhang bandhyat pramuchyate. Gya sasa nitya. Now you want to be calm. But who is a calm person? Is a person who have renounced everything. That is nitya means all the time. Sannyasi means a person of sacrifice. The steady ascetic is who? Yona desti, who does not hate anyone and who does not desire for anything. Mind is calm means what? Mind does not crave anything or try to avoid anything. This duality is gone from the mind. Our mind wants this, means does not like the other thing. I dislike this, means I like something. So this duality is always going on in the mind. But who is capable of becoming all the time a renouncer of all action? Whose mind is calm, he does not get disturbed by action, or gaining anything he does not get excited, losing anything he does not lose anything and get suffer from anything. So this duality is gone. He is the person who is fit to give up work. Giving up work is for that person whose mind is equanimity or all. So nirdando, he is beyond this duality. This danda means this conflict, and become sukhang, and he, that person, is freed, becomes bandhat pramuchyate. Bandha means bondage, pramuchyate means totally becomes free. That person can be freed from all bondage, who actually is non-judgmental. Neither good, neither bad, neither good does not make him happy, or what is bad comes, he is not disturbed. The mind, mental equipoise. So that is he should be known as constant sannyasin, who neither hates nor desires, who is free from the pair of opposites. He is easily set free from bondage. It is not sannyasa if a man renounces duty due to dislike. Neither it is sannyasa if they delights in escaping from duty. Most of the people in the name of spiritual life, they try to escape. When we get really the two types of vairagya, Ramakrishna said, one is called markata vairagya. Markata means momentary, under circumstantial mood of renunciation. Suppose someone in the world is suddenly got a big shock, relationship broke, or some catastrophe come, and then people feel like giving up everything and go and in solitude and to think of God. That is a renunciation, but that renunciation is momentary. Circumstances changes, then the person will be again engaged into the action. But here the sannyasa does not mean that type of people. It is not, he is established in some peace, some state of tranquility in the mind. He is not affected by this. So this is someone giving up the work, maybe two purposes. One, duty, he renounces duty because I don't like it, dislike. And he says, neither it is sannyas if it delights in escaping from duty. So to escape from duty or disliking duty, that is not giving up work, because that desire inside will be there and that will bring attachment to objects. Selfishness masquerades here as self-denial. Then there is the man who mistakes the inertia in himself for equilibrium. So his inertia, his tamasa quality is forcing him not to do anything, and he is camouflaging it with the idea, I don't care for work, I don't like to do any work, I want to meditate. Most of the people in the name of meditation spend hours and hours of wastage, time wastage. Rather, if they go and do some service to some poor people, then really the heart opens up much more. Most of the time, really we are confused, and some type of slumber comes in the mind. That's why path of meditation is a really difficult path, because we cannot separate out what is my letharginess, what is my escapist. That story is there, no, escapists are not spiritual. That there is a story that one teacher and a student. A student came to serve the guru, and the student, when he came, the guru in the morning time to prepare some breakfast, he is asking the disciple, hey, time is up, manage, try to prepare the breakfast. And he said, sir, I am in japa. I am doing the japa. The guru said, okay. So guru himself tried to bring things to prepare the dough and other things to roll the chapati and doing that. Then he said, please come, help me doing this. Gurudev, I am in japa. I am doing mantra. Third time Gurudev said, oh, now come, and now come for breakfast. Then he said, how many times I shall ignore Guru's order? How many times I can ignore Guru's order? So he left the japa and come to eat. These are all very nice, funny stories. to avoid work, how much philosophy is brought that I am in japa, so how can I give up my japa? No, I am to do my spiritual practice. But what, and it's avoiding. So that is not renunciation. That is the important point. Avoiding of our responsibility, avoiding our duties is not the real path. For that is not to be misunderstood as karma sannyasa, renunciation of inner desire, and other things will drop off. That karma will flow incessantly without any obstacle. Where there is selfish motivation, their karma becomes the friction. But when this friction is gone, it is eternal, it flows on spontaneously, and things come, and that is the person who is free, not get attached to this or that. There is the man who mistakes the inertia in himself for equilibrium. His delight in this slothfulness is interpreted as delight in the self. I am meditating, that is the interpretation, but it is all sloppiness, all inaction. It is not action, but the attitude that binds or liberates man. What binds and liberates is not the action. Same action done with proper attitude can release one from bondage. We think that work is too hard. And if it is done in proper attitude, suppose I give the example, when we love someone and do some work, do we feel the burden of work? We feel joy. I was blessed that I could serve you because I love you. And if I don't love you, even to do a simple one glass of water, that will be a pain in the heart. I am to give another glass of water to him. So it is not the work, but it is the attitude of work. That's very important. The attitude of work, how we do the work. The emptiness of the post-tranquility gets itself exposed in tribulation. But the karma yogi is proof against imaginary quietude. Karma yogi, who is doing karma for God or nishkama karma, he is actually against the imagery of quietude. He is not quiet, but he is doing work, but he is doing selflessly. In the midst of intense activity, he is free from likes and dislikes. True tranquility is therefore tangible in that person. When in action one can keep calm, that is the test. He is a yogi. Otherwise, when only in meditation is good, but in action there is a test. Action is the test. While acting, he is not the agent. While being in the world, he is not the world. Therefore, the karma yogi alone is a karma sannyasi. A beautiful idea. Karma yogi is actually karma sannyasi, who is doing karma, all action, with this proper attitude, that service to God, whatever way we work in our life, everything is given. This whole, this Vedanta movement in the present age in our Ramakrishna tradition is working on this principle. Any action done with proper attitude, the goal is the same. In our tradition, some are in the school, college, teaching profession, no? Some are in the hospital, some are doctors, engineers. So they are doing, some are whole life dedicated to building construction. A person only engaging in making an account of how many thousands of bricks and mortars and rods and sand and labor and this working day and night, building house, how he can realize God? So that is the point. How doing that, for what purpose you are doing, that is more important. So every action can be made in such a way that it will be detachment. How to learn detachment? Karma everyone does, the whole world is doing karma. but everyone is getting bound into the bondage of pleasure and pain, suffering, and all this duality is deep in the heart. But what can be done in this way that you get free from doing everything? And I saw many Swamis, Gambhirananda Maharaj, Bhuteshananda Maharaj, they work so much serious things they do, but when they come out, as if nothing has happened. That because they are detached. So, shall we have any question?
I'm curious, Maharaj, about that sannyas karma idea that outwardly it probably looks very much the same, but inwardly that's the renunciation of result, is it not? I mean, you're performing the action, but you're in communion, really, with the divine in that action, and it's not really, you're not reaching or grabbing. It's coming more from an inspiration side rather than a hunger or a need or a fulfillment.
Yeah, I think that inner fulfillment is coming. Naturally, the mind is so absorbed, he is incapable of doing work. Actually, spiritual growth, when it happens, this reality inside becomes so much more tangible and tangible and tangible, and that pulls the mind in such a degree that mind is not able to function outside. Gradually it happens. Sometimes real spiritual seeker, those who are really practicing spiritual discipline and karma balanced with this, not too much karma. Maharaj is saying karma you will do by your own sanskara. But do meditation, do prayer. So that should be at the background. But 24 hours, if it is done that way, if I do, I am doing for my beloved Lord, I am doing for beloved, you are thinking of the beloved Lord. Action becomes secondary. If we think this way and do the karma, what is happening? More absorption is coming, more absorption is coming. And then what happens? That you cannot do the way they do the work with so much attachment. They will appear to be attached. When they do the work, they will be appearing because whole mind is in that action. Because you know this action is not for ordinary. I can do haphazard work if I do for you. But if I do, I am doing for Ramakrishna, or Christ is coming before me and I am doing for Christ. I am doing for Buddha. I am doing for Rama, my ideal, my Kali. Then how much perfection, how much absorption on the work will come, perfection will come, purity will come, and that will draw inside, and a point will come when he will be unable to function outside. Real karma sannyasa means real absorption in God. That's why yoga, the last verse we said, yoga sannyasta karmani. Yoga is called defining. Yoga is equal to karma sannyasa. Sannyasta karmanam. Karmanam means bahuvachan, innumerable karmas. That is sannyasta. Because of connection with God, because of absorption inside, your outside activity is dropping away. That is the real spontaneous path of renunciation. Really, what is called renunciation? Renunciation means mentally he does not crave for anything. So all the monks and nuns of the world, in all traditions, spiritual tradition, Christianity, Sufism or Hinduism, wherever we see, the nun or monk or who are now, when think of their day, they left the world. The day they renounced everything and joined. What was the mental condition? Nothing of the world is of any value. Money, wealth, prosperity, home, all other achievements, accomplishments, all becomes zero, no interest. That is because of what? Because of some pull inside. And that is the blessed moment. That is the yoga moment. And then karma drops off. All the worldly duties, every one of us have our own duties. Mom, dad, brother, sister. We are good people in a society means they take care of their own family, friends fundamentally. You cannot ignore your mom is suffering and you have become a monk. No? Ramakrishna could not take it, tolerate it. But still, when that call comes, there only widow mother, only one son. And he just could not stay anymore. And he left. What is the pool there? Not gaining any name, fame. He does not know where to go. But he could not perform the duty because there is a higher call. And that call is internal connection with the divine. That is the point. That is called legend. But that we cannot keep it. In the life of everyone, that moment comes. But then what happens? We go into the flow of life and then we miss it. So to practice that union with karma, because I cannot stay. Yes, I did give up my own family duties, but it's a bigger family, Thakur's family, Lord's family, I am serving them. That attitude, it can be done in the house, whole life also, my mom, my dad. But after sometimes you find how difficult it becomes, brother fighting with the brother, sister, brother and sister, land and property and this and that. All this confusion comes because there is not karma and not karma yoga. And karma yoga means karma sannyasa. Karma sannyasa will be happening because of the union inside. So this is the spontaneous vairagya. It is called the renunciation. Thank you all. Jai Ma. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Tat Sat. Sri Ram Krishna Arpanamastu.